Hey, everybody, we are back. I'm Chris Bromley, and I'm joined by the one and only Sam Dade. We're getting ready to start day 3 of the 2025 World Championship that takes place in 2026. Sam, are you hyped?
I'm very excited. We have whittled our player base down from the millions and millions of UniVersus fans around the world to only 16 players left. And these 16 players are going to be competing for some of the greatest prizes in gaming. Throughout the last couple days, we started with day 1. All the players who did not have enough points to qualify for day 2 had one last opportunity to fight their way into the bracket. Day 2, we saw 6 more rounds of competitive action, and only
I'll never be this young. I'll never be this young.
Every single Jacob Johnson that showed up to this event made it.
That
Yeah.
character should be more popular, by the way. That
It's very
character
cool.
is a very cool character, but
Very cool.
also very strong what it can do with action cards.
It's hard though, right? It's a very
Yeah.
difficult deck build because anything that's playing with something that cannot be on the board normally, right, is
Right.
going to be tough to play with. But some of the standout surprises, right? Pumat Soul, Nagori Yuki, Chris Miner showing up and
Yeah,
having
100%, the only one.
and so it's very impressive. And there's another post Attack on Titan event, and we do have some strong backup decks being used here with these Zeeks. So I think it's anyone's game, really, truly. There's a good, I would call the backup decks kind of mid-rangey piles. The aggro decks, right, exist. Godzilla's, your reused, and then you have your control and combo decks that exist here. Mark Tyner, pure control. Midoriya, pure combo. And Jake Johnson being, I would call that a control pile too.
I think you got to build the deck that way normally.
Yeah,
you know, I don't.
Seven Hand Tights lends itself to be either very aggressive or very controlling.
Exactly.
And so, I think that it's very cool to have seen the characters that we saw make it into the event today.
But Bromley, we got to talk about what are these players playing for?
True.
Because this is the biggest. Oh, we got the bracket first.
We'll get there next.
We got the bracket
We
first.
got the actual bracket. Okay, so the way this works for the people at home is top seed cannot play second seed until the final, right?
Right. That's how you want the
And,
ideal bracket.
Yeah, so first is going to play 16th, right? And in that same bracket, you'll have 7th playing 8th.
Mhm.
And then the next one down, you'll have fourth place playing 12th place, and so on and so forth. It's kind of like a sandwich going down until you have 7th and 8th playing against each other in the middle. But going down the bracket, you see that George is going to come down from the top of the bracket along with Zach Richards, right? Which is the game we're going to be watching
That
right
is gonna
now.
be our
Is
top
top
16
seed
stream
versus
match.
our 16th seed.
Our
And
birthday boy, by the way.
yeah,
Yesterday, birthday boy pulled a chrome and converted to day three.
Day 3.
There's only one thing that could be better for your birthday, and that's winning it all.
Yeah. Let's see if he can continue with the birthday buff, or George Rangel can continue his streak, because he went 5-0,
Yeah.
yesterday. But yeah, I think some of the tougher matchups here, right? I see control mirrors, right, with TC and Jacob Johnson, and Krista Lenz and Rodan. I see a couple of aggro matchups, right? Nagori Yuki playing against the one Mikasa at the event. No, that's not Nagori. That's Bridget. But yeah, it's gonna be a nail biter, I think, across the board. And as we get deeper into the tournament, right? Only 4 rounds, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds. So don't touch that dial or whatever you want to. Don't touch that mouse or your phone, whatever it is, because we're gonna have high impact gameplay all day long. And let's talk about the prize structure really quick.
Yeah, so our top 16 players are going to walk away with 4 of these beautiful chrome treatments for Worlds, plus the chem-etched Jamie Stu. Very, very cool chem-etched treatment on that card, and awesome messenger bag. We've upgraded from the sling bag to the multi-pocket messenger bag, so you can carry all that extra prizing with you, and of course, the top 16 playmat now in color.
Ooh, we do like a full color treatment.
Yes.
And then for top 8, I think we're just going to get more stuff.
Yeah, they've got a very cool progression of the chromes here. So top 8, you're going to get another suite of chromes, another one of the chem-etched treated cards. The top 8 this time in green, little fancy green. I like the way that
That's a
it's
nice
kind
color.
of, yeah, it's got like the cutout almost, if you will. Get a little bit of perspective there. And then top 4, we're getting to our bronze medalists with the playmats. You're now going to get the Chun-Li with the treatment, along with 4 other chromes. And I love how by the end of it, if you're the champion, you're going to end up with like the full kit of the
play set,
turtles.
yeah.
You're going to get the full team, the full squad.
Yeah.
But we've also got finalist prizing for the player that comes in second place. They are going to be getting another suite of the chromes and another one of these beautiful treatments here. This time it's going to be Luke Sullivan, gym coach.
Gym coach Luke Sullivan. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? The premier character from Street Fighter 7?
Street Fighter 6.
6? Okay, yeah,
He's
sorry.
the new protagonist.
Yeah, he's
so
the
to
new
speak.
protagonist, yeah.
The protagonist will always be Ryu.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
they're trying
he's
to
the guy on
do
the
new
cover.
things. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't want to don't want to just bring out the old characters. But yeah, we got Kai Kisuke, Soul Bad Guy's friend and rival, if you will.
Right.
And like I said, the beautiful Chrome.
Yeah, especially I love the chrome treatments in Critical Role with those signatures.
Yes.
Really,
Beautiful.
really making it feel like an art piece.
Yeah, but what we're all playing for.
There can only be one winner.
What we're all looking
and
after.
They're going to go home with the best prize in gaming. A character card with your face and your likeness on it.
And your design.
And your design.
abilities.
Even that's the best part, I think, for a lot of people is not just the art and name being their own, but the design being their own.
Yeah.
So you get this cool gold-treated playmat, and like you said, that suite of these chromes.
This time it's all the protagonists, right?
Mhm.
It's the main characters, because you will be the main character of UniVersus if you win the World Championship.
Yeah.
You'll get the Eren Yeager, you'll get the Leonardo, the leader. You've got Soul Bad Guy, the cover art. Ryu, of course, the real protagonist of the Street Fighter series, and Jester Lavore, who part of an ensemble cast, but has to be the most popular Critical Role character. So they made some amazing choices for the championship promos, and they've got some amazing treatments. Absolutely beautiful. And of course, the plaque that you can hang up, show everyone that you were a world champion, put it up in your office, have it maybe in the background of your stream.
I really love that it's kind of like a celebration of the sets that came out this year.
Yes.
And the players as well, right? So it tells a story of the games and the different IPs that are available in the game, and also the story of the year 2025. It's a celebration of that itself. Does World Champions still get an invite to next year's Worlds? Do we know?
I would hope so.
Yeah. I remember we had that going on. But anyway, if you haven't heard, Godzilla Reign of Kaiju is going to be coming out very, very soon, and your pre-releases will be happening next weekend. We had our super duper mega ultra pre-releases this weekend at Worlds. If you were here, hope you participated. I mean, I think the tickets sold out in like 10 minutes, and they ran out of kits.
It was quick.
Yeah, it's very quick. But you can type in exclamation point Kaiju because we're looking at the chrome treatments now. Oh
yeah, did you get to see these on stream yesterday?
I didn't.
So like we talked about, Zach Richards, the birthday boy,
he pulled one of them.
He pulled the Jet Jaguar.
Oh,
we had the Jet Jaguar get pulled, and then shortly after,
what number did he have?
I believe it was 69 out of 100.
Sick.
Yeah, and then Rochester CCG pulled a Gigan, which I believe was 42, somewhere in the 40s.
Whoa,
I don't
dude.
remember the numbers exactly, but
Okay.
Rochester CCG pulled a Gigan, and I had Jeremy Ray kind of hold him up to the camera and show him
That's
off during
awesome.
our break yesterday, and that was incredibly, incredibly cool. And yeah, again, the gold treatment with the lettering makes them feel really special. They really feel like a prize when you open one, a trophy, if you will. So love the treatments on those. I love the different languages, I love the seeing the kanji on there and everything.
I think it's important to celebrate the cultures that these different IPs come from.
Absolutely. So super, super excited for that. But we've got a whole top 16 of action. Bromley, I'm going to give you a very difficult task right now.
Okay.
You have to tell me who of these top 16 players is going to win the entire thing and become a world champion.
I really want it for Jacob Johnson.
Yeah.
I think the only person I can think of that's ever won with their own character is Garrett Brett. Dave Wagner,
that's a
maybe?
good question.
Dave Wagner, I think, won nationals with his character. But I think it's just Garrett Brett, maybe Ben Shoemaker.
Dave Wagner was really strong at the time, and a lot of people played that
but
character.
It was Nats, I think, that
but
he
I don't
won.
think he won
a world championship. I think that would be.
I think before
coolest.
my time there was a few.
Yeah.
But yeah, Garrett Brett is the last one I can remember.
That one was, and Garrett Brett, if you don't know, was the king of sort of pre-UVS games. UniVersus.
He ran out of symbols. He won so many character cards.
Yeah.
He had more than, I think, all 12 symbols represented.
So he started going to 2 symbols.
Yeah, he was the first guy to do the 2 symbol character cards.
But Jacob Johnson, and that, in the late 2010s, right, also doing sick runs, incredible runs. I would love for a person to win playing their character. What a better story. What imagine the story there. What's your pick, man?
That's absolutely the goal. I think it's Travis Tangeman's year.
Oh.
I think Travis Tangeman has
Robert
been,
to keep him down.
Well, you said it, not me. But I think Travis Tangeman is on a deck that is truly in their element.
Yeah.
I think that they have been one of the most successful players over the last couple of years.
100%.
and I believe that they're overdue.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, there's no due. You got to fight for it. Regardless
That's
of
true.
whoever wins today, they will have truly earned it. And it takes luck, it takes skill, it takes the right deck, it takes the right time.
And I'll tell you right now, partner.
Yeah.
Any one of these top 16 players can take it down.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not taking anything away from anyone else here. Zach Richards, I believe, went to every regional throughout the year. I mean, I saw him at a ton of events.
Mm-hmm.
He might have been working one or two of them. He might not have participated in
Sure.
every single one, but I saw him all throughout the year grinding. George, a lot of people know him as a judge.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people know him as being involved in the events, and he was the mastermind behind a lot of the Top Cut decks. When there was 3 Nick Reagans in Top Cuts, he was the mastermind behind those decks. So we've got George's run through the tournament undefeated.
Wow. Played against 3 Godzillas, a Mikasa, you love to see Midoriya when you're playing Godzilla, and then
apparently I still don't get that one.
Killing 3 mirrors on your way to the top is no small task. Okay.
Yeah, and the one Mikasa that converted. So the best Mikasa in the event, he's already defeated. So some of these names he could potentially see again in Top Cuts, and he's got to feel confident in that matchup that he's already won.
Yeah, certainly TC Devertinian, Carson Panos, Ryan Field, all in a Top Cut. So we could certainly see another rematch from Swiss, right? From day 2 of Worlds. And
on the flip side, we've got our 16th seed, no slouch at all, Zachary Richards. Started off a little slow out the gate against Andrew Porrett, who we saw on stream with a very potent Midoriya deck. And it's really funny because these are 2 6-hand size aggro decks, and you love to see Midoriya if you're Godzilla. Apparently, Ryu has a little bit of an issue with that
flashing
matchup.
One of those important punches could be a little more of a problem.
Yeah.
But this is a story of a person who made it to 16th, right? He won the crucial matches, right?
Yes.
Losing round 1, drawing round 2. Man, the mental it can be cracked at that point, right? If you start your day 2 rounds with no win, right? But Zach really pulled it through, winning 3 straight and being able to draw in the final round against Zeke Yeager.
Yeah, so very impressive run. We've got our deck list spotlight here. I have heard people describe this deck as the sauceless Godzilla.
Sauceless Godzilla.
I can't think of a bigger compliment, truly.
No,
because Godzilla is a brass tacks deck. It is not trying to be fancy. It does not need to jump through hoops. It needs no special tricks.
Right.
It is raw power from top to bottom, and we see lots of 4-ofs, lots of 2-ofs, no 1-ofs, no special techniques, not trying to get tricksy, just playing the best attacks for this deck on the symbol and the best foundations for this deck on the symbol. And let's highlight a lot of 6 checks in this deck.
A lot of 6 checks. When you're playing all these 5 difficulty moves and getting all these bonuses to your gameplay, 6 checks can make it so that you just shoot way over what you need.
Right.
But crucially, when you're trying to play something like a determined advanced into a determined advance, those 6 checks can mean you resolve 4 moves instead of 3 or 5 instead of 4. And the crucial thing for me here is that we're, like you said, there's no cute tricks. This isn't a overload deck, right? We're playing all the zones. There is a lot of lows, but determined advance is mid, fast hybrid Chimera Kraken is high, and the mix-up, I think, is the biggest thing that Godzilla players are not playing after, because not being able to prepare for any given turn means that you could die to any move when they're all for 15,
Right.
And so yeah, I think that this deck is just so simple, so straightforward. And speaking of simple and straightforward, with a ton of 4Xs.
Speaking of fundamentals.
Yeah.
Mr. Fundamentals himself, Ryu. Now, this deck's a bit bigger. It's got a higher number of attacks, you know, so the ratios are a bit different. And there's quite a bit of sauce in here. We've got the Moment of Normalcy, which, a lot of people view that as a must-have staple.
Yeah.
George not bothering with it, right? We've got the one of Masho Concealment, very powerful interaction piece to cancel enhances on rival foundations, which that can come in super clutch.
Yes.
Canceling a +1 from an inspiring song can be the difference between life or death. And of course, those barrier shields, I think, are going to be the key to Ryu's victory. Canceling out the bonuses that Godzilla gets early on, putting Breaker onto those high difficulty moves before we draw City Rampage, before we get momentum to counteract the Breaker. I believe that's going to be, and before you get pass-through walls, right? George has 4 pass-through walls, which I think is absolutely the correct call in this format, because a lot of the times that Ryu can actually shut your turn down, it's based almost exclusively off of Breaker blocks.
I think the biggest, most impactful moves, the ones that are going to kill our opponent in this game, are not going to be the tech cards, right? Heat Tackle's not going to be killing people. We might see a cheeky rising uppercut, right? But the 2 simple, hey, you got to deal with these moves in these decks are Besiege in Zach Richards' deck and Determined Advance on George's side of the table. Barrier Shield cannot reduce Determined Advance to 0 speed, which means that we're not going to be able to lazily slap this guy away.
Yeah, being able to effectively poke with Determined Advance should be a pretty big difference, right, between Determined Advance and other attacks in the deck. It's one of the best leadoff attacks in Godzilla, but I believe that a lot of the beauty in UniVersus is almost any attack that is a good leadoff attack is also a good finishing move. And Determined Advance is one of the most underrated finishing moves in the game. It fuels itself with EX3. Like you said, it's got protection against putting the stats to 0, which is a very popular way of playing defense. And it's also got the blitz to fuel itself. So I think that the keys to victory here are definitely going to be centered around, like you talked about, the elusive attacks, the elusive stats.
Yeah, so we're seeing here a 3 build. Ryu is going to be playing, getting a 5 build out here. Which you love to. Oh, maybe a 6? No, okay.
You went for it.
You went for it.
Very risky, saying you got to have it.
Yeah, well, let's see if we're going to just slam the attacks here for George, who did get to go first because he was first seed. So
right, yeah,
if he continues to win, he's only ever going to go first.
Yeah, no dice roll. Whoever's the top seed gets to choose who goes first or not.
Yeah, I mean, so crucial for an aggro deck like Godzilla, right? Mm-hmm. Taking advantage of your opponent, only having a couple cards to block with. But yeah, Zach saying, hey, I'm going to hold 1 card. I'm going to be honest. My screen is pretty pixelated. Can't tell what this guy is.
Yeah, I don't know what the viewpoint is for those at home, but
I hope it's less pixelated for the guys at home.
It looks like, considering the cadence
of City Rampage,
it looks like it's City Rampage into Vast Hybrid Chimera Kraken. Apologies for those at home if it's not high definition. What you're seeing is what we're seeing as well.
I hope they're seeing better than what we're seeing.
I hope they're seeing better. Yeah, they might. Yeah. That might not be true. They might be seeing better than what we're seeing, but our feed is.
It's a little pixelated. We're figuring it out. It's okay. Ryu committed. Okay, it looks like we hit a sacrifice for the cause. I think. Okay. Again, there's about 4 pixels on that guy.
I'm gonna go check out the live feed. I will get back to you. I will update the board state.
But yeah, we see that this one hit Zach Richards going down to 22 life, taking 10. Whoa. Oh. Following it up with a Blue Flame Torment. Blue Flame Torment, of course, at its peak, can just do a Godzilla advance. It's a 5-low-5. Makes your opponent check a 6 or get +1 damage and +1 to the following check. And I see a 4 on that dial, so it looks like we're going to have at least 1 to the check. Zach deciding whether or not he's going to be able to block this one. We're tapping our Web of Blades in order to say no to the extra check. George flipping Inspiring Song here for +1 to his own check. Going to get that +1 anyway.
The Frozen Foundation is driven by Retribution.
Driven by Retribution. Oh, that's one you definitely want to seal.
Yeah.
Being able to move that City Rampage out of the card pool, right?
The other Levi's face.
Oh, wow. Okay, so following up with a Walk the Dog.
Could we see a turn 2 here in our top 16?
Well, I think because we got 1 block, and it's a full block on that Blue Flame Torment, it means that it's going to be hard. A sequence of Walk the Dogs could maybe do it, but with only 1 foundation up and only +2 to this next check, I think it's going to mean that we're just going to get a build off. The real question is, can Zach do a significant amount of damage and still be able to hold blocks for turn 3? Because for Godzilla, you typically need to hit them twice, right?
Yeah, and I think the most amazing part about that string is not only were we able to be super aggressive with the City Rampage, deal a ton of damage, bank a lot of momentum, George was still able to build after that.
Yeah, I mean, I one of the cool cards I saw in this deck was Dumbfounded at 2x,
Correct.
right? It's one of the only 2x's in the deck, which means that
It's
after
the closest thing to sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dumbfounded is a foundation you can build at the end of a string, and a lot of times the City Rampage decks, they fill up their card pool with attacks, and they don't get the check bonus to play foundations. And so you don't typically build a lot after a City Rampage turn, but I do believe that George being able to add 2 resources to his board, and one of those resources readies itself with that Master's Pride, I think that that is absolutely what you want to see.
Brian's back here. He's like, you ever see that meme where the dude's reaching over the young producer to make something happen at the board? This is Brian right now. He got us the oh my God, how crisp, Brian. It's so crisp. It's beautiful. I've never seen something so beautiful.
It's definitely a relief for us.
I can see it. I can see everything. Heat Tackle, the opener for Zach.
You love to see Heat Tackle in this matchup. Not necessarily on offense. Godzilla probably not doing a lot of drawing on defense. But it's a low block, so it blocks the majority of Godzilla moves, and it prevents those 6-handers from being super consistent early in the game. Now, granted, Godzilla has access to short-lived promotion as its primary way to draw cards these days, and short-lived promotion dodges a lot of the reactionary timing, like cards like Heat Tackle, but Rejuvenating Smash, also a very powerful card draw ability. If it's the second card played, you get to respond, gain 2 health, draw 2 cards, but we did have to commit quite a few foundations to get these first 2 attacks out.
Well, a huge deal here is that we got the tension Roman cancel plus a momentum, which means we'll be able to bring the damage of an attack to 3, right?
Right.
Next turn, which means that unless it's a determined advance, one of these moves is only going to do 3 damage.
Yeah, combine that with gaining 2 health from Rejuve.
Yeah.
That's, a 1-point damage difference that is effectively being dealt from where we were at the end of George's first turn, second turn.
But very crucially, it looks like Zach drew a very hot hand and unfortunately checked poorly to play the Rejuvenating Smash. See 2 Besieges. Of course, that's only 6 damage right now each. So you would need a third one, but you could do it, right? Besiege on a 5, Besiege on a 6.
Yeah, we could also see the ballsiest play potentially.
Yeah.
A repeated 100%
on
smash.
a 7.
Yeah, maybe check a 6.
Yeah,
maybe commit Ryu.
With 2 momentum, it could possibly kill.
Ryu is playable while committed for the damage pump.
Right.
So yeah, we could have played it on a 7, ready 3 foundations, and played another move after that.
Yeah. The question here, and this is the defining game or defining turn for this game, is if George can push through this board. Because I think if he does not, Zach could kill on his follow-up turn. Godzilla, not good at defense, right? Especially not good at dealing with this much momentum.
I mean, we saw Ryan Kogod kind of prove that a little wrong in day 1 and 2.
Sure. Well, I'm just saying big speed, right?
Right.
Big speed is not.
Yeah. And now that we've got the momentum for things like EX3, you're right.
If George doesn't have the amount of attacks he needs to kill, we could see a board wipe. Just because Zach has pulled ahead and it's going to be untapping that driven by Retribution, a web of blades on board. It's just you don't want your opponent to get anything back.
Yeah, I think it's pretty tough. I think if you have any amount of aggression here,
you gotta send. Yeah.
I think you gotta try to push a little bit. However, the board wipe looks like it's gonna happen. That means our hand not that great. Only 2 attacks.
Yeah,
only 1 card draw, but that card draw is a little privy to some interaction. So I don't hate it. Some pretty good foundations to build for next turn.
Yeah.
Double Fearsome Transformation. That means as long as we can pass our first check, we'll be effectively an 8-hander. And if we pass our first check, we also get +2 to our checks via momentum. So Godzilla able to operate on a small board, whereas Ryu, to get extension, he needs foundations to ready which means the board wipe here denying the effective ramp that the Ryu deck does, but allowing George to take advantage of the ramp that his deck has.
Yeah. Zach also held 3 attacks last turn, right? And could only review 1. So if he drew more attacks, he could have a problem building. I think we could see a Besiege. We're at 18. If we land the true 100%,
oh my!
I think that he could have killed if he went true 100%. Not true. Sorry, repeated 100%.
Yeah.
Into
yeah, that would be pretty risky, and I think the biggest mistake George can make here is blocking this Besiege. Because that would allow Ryu to know his next check, right?
Correct.
Yeah, you would have to
stack a 6
Ryu,
even. Yeah,
but you could stack a 6 and then go into a rejuve, then go into a repeated, something like that. Because repeated on a 6 checks
it checks a 4. That could have been it.
And again, if George had foolishly blocked that attack, Ryu could have stacked a 6 on top, and look at all that momentum would have absolutely sent this game home in a ridiculous fashion. Really, if Godzilla board wipes you and then you deal 20 damage to him with no foundations, that would have been the most ridiculous top 16 match.
Okay, so crucially checking a 3 here to play the Smashing Stomp, but if it hits, this is going to be the game, I think. We have +2 at our check, of course, from...
Well, this one's only for 9 damage.
No, but I'm saying if it hits, it could be the game. Because we surely have a second move, right?
Oh, yeah.
It does have EX3, which it looks like we used the momentum for.
I think we did +2 to our check.
We did +2.
We have +3 to our check total now.
Oh, it was
Smashing
+2 speed
Stomp
from
gives
Vast
1.
Hybrid.
Yeah, Smashing Stomp gives +1 to the check. We have +3 total, so 2 from Godzilla. Vast Hybrid gives it.
We did not have a follow-up move?
Maybe we're rethinking it. No, we did not have a follow-up move. This has been an interesting back and forth, to say the least.
Is George at 12? I thought he took the Besiege. Should be at 6?
Well, he was at 18.
Oh.
And he went down to 12.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, you're right. You're so correct.
So we're going to get a little bit of a build-out, but,
does that go for it again?
I think you do with where you're at. You've got the momentum. Your attacks are really good at spending it. As long as we have the Besiege again.
Yeah. Each one of these is for 6.
And
right?
what's rough is he's checked a 5 on the Besiege twice now.
Yeah.
But, he checked a 4 on the one before. And like you said, we reverse that order, though it's more risky.
Yeah.
We could have potentially gotten there. And again, I don't think George is allowed to completely block this attack. You can partial block.
Yeah, but
and Ryu doesn't get to respond.
Yeah, but we're going to use Inspiring Song to give rival check. Oh, no.
-1.
No, is it minus? Yeah, it is minus. We're giving -1 to the opponent's check.
Which I think is the correct method here.
Yeah, it means that we can't, unless we stack a 6, right? Or check a 6, because that's
Or play another Besiege.
Yeah, or play another Besiege. That's true.
There are
That's
4
true.
diffs in the
That's
deck.
true.
There's not many.
If George doesn't have a +3 block, you could just die to double Besiege.
Yeah.
+2 to our check with Godzilla. 1? Do we have 2 Besiege or 2 Inspiring Song?
2 Inspirings?
I don't know.
That sounds correct.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if like I said, if George doesn't have a +3 block, we could just die to double Besiege. Oh, I think that's all of them. I think we played 2, check 2. So
yeah,
we're deciding whether or not to play another move. No, it's just gonna be building.
It couldn't have been double Inspiring because we only have 1 ready face down.
Yeah, that's. I think it was Godzilla. I saw the momentum from last turn.
Yeah, maybe it was supposed to be +2.
Yeah, I was just saying that I've used the Godzilla.
Yeah. All right, we're going back in now. George has plenty of foundations. He's got Fearsome to help him draw cards. Ryu's board state is still pretty pathetic, and it's about to get worse.
Yeah. Gonna be committing freezing. One of my favorite cards from this weekend, Scales of Juno.
Definitely a good meta call.
Yeah.
A card that hits a lot more decks and a lot more effects than you think.
Yeah.
And it's great for a 1-diff. We're seeing a bunch of stats come down onto the Vast Hybrid Chimera Kraken, looking for the barrier shield. It's not happening, but Rising Uppercut.
Rising Uppercut coming in here. We get to respond with Rising Uppercut and with Ryu using the drive effect to attack George on his turn because he took 6 from that besiege means this could be lethal.
Yeah, and the way that the sequencing works, Ryu gets to stack the check for the rising uppercut after the complete block. And now we're going to see the tables may have turned.
Wow.
Bromley, when's the last time you saw someone die on their own turn in UniVersus?
2020.
At least in standard.
Yeah.
This is insane. This could be the robbery of the century.
Oh, we had to use Godzilla to get plus to our own check to block. Oh, my goodness gracious.
By the skin of his teeth.
Holy smokes.
This is the most tense game I've seen in so long. George is forced to build out now.
What a way to start the day.
My goodness. This is this reminds me of have you ever seen the series The King?
No.
There's an amazing fight at the end where 2 guys in armor are trying to sword fight in mud, and it's just completely impossible. This is reminding me of all these medieval fights I've seen where you've got this heavy armor, you're tired, you're exhausted, the adrenaline is completely gone, and yet you have to fight for your life, and you can barely stand.
I think it's gonna be repeated 100% smash. Yeah, you're 100% correct. That's what that captures the energy so perfectly. So, oh my gosh, no. Okay, I brought up stream. Oh, okay. So we put the 100% on the board.
Yeah.
Said, hey, I have EX90, and we get there. There's game 1 going to Zach Richards.
That's crazy.
Broke serve.
Absolutely amazing. I mean, I don't think George did anything wrong there.
No,
it's just everything.
He played what was available to him.
Yeah, it's just Zach had the tiniest edge on every single play. George getting a little choked out, as far as drawing enough attacks.
Which happens with 6-handers, right?
Maybe the board wipe was a mistake.
So the thing is, right, in that hand, right, he had determined advance and a walk the dog, right? So he could have built again, right? But went to 18 the previous turn. Ryu with 3 momentum, right?
Correct.
And attention. So attacking into it feels bad. Even with the determined advance, it doesn't feel great, right?
And George might have had the soul read based on the way Zach played his turn that he had clogged up with attacks, that would definitely get me to play the form.
Yeah.
However, George never really recovered from it either. And because of that reversal was able to sneak in and not win the game immediately, but making him block that attack absolutely led to Zach being able to win.
Yeah. It meant that Godzilla's enhance ability could only affect the block, right? So it was clear. We had no bonuses to check, 2 cards in card pull, right? Just really, it's not like rocket science. Hey, I block with the 0 high block, and I'm going to do the thing, my best play that I have near my bonus at 6. But
how many Ryus have you seen not even play Rising Uppercut?
I've only seen 2 Ryus, so 1.
Fair enough. Okay, well,
but not playing Besiege either. I think
think
both Besiege and Rising Uppercut are huge cards for aggro mirrors, right? Because aggro decks are going to hold the good block modifiers most of the time, right?
Right.
Just the inclusion of Besiege means that their build out's going to be strange, right?
Yep. And I even in the Ryus I've seen playing Besiege, they're typically only on 1 or 2 because it's seen as sort of
at 4, and that's what won the game here. Being able to play safety 3 difficulty attacks
after the board
wipe meant that we could try, right? We could attempt to claw our way back in because that was the only way we were coming back.
Right.
That was it, right? And it just the stars aligned for those things. We were at exactly 6 life for the not the heat tackle, but the Rising Uppercut. It's just, it all came together.
Insane. Absolutely insane.
Yeah. Brilliant. Sam Tate, you're a genius. Sam hit this button that made the screen bigger so we could see it better. But, okay, George going first again.
I know my way around the Discord channel,
George going to be going first here.
I actually really don't. I'm terrible at technology, but it was bugging me that wasn't full screen.
That wasn't full screen? Yeah, that's fair. I mean, at home, I have like 3 giant screens and a TV, so I never have the issue where I can't see anything. Yeah.
Subtle flex.
No, that wasn't subtle.
Well, at least you're not one of those monsters that just has one of those one massive curved screen that goes across your entire table.
I love when
I've
people
seen
that
some,
have,
like 6-foot screens.
I love when they stream from those screens because you can
Oh,
see the
yeah.
entire universe from it.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
I've seen some people, like you're looking at them through their camera and you can see the edges of their
oh,
screen.
the screen.
On
Yeah,
both
look,
sides.
and there's really curves around
Yeah,
them, right?
it like goes all
Yeah.
the way back around.
And like in a like a racing game simulator, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insane. So George gets to go first again, which
Mhm.
is the consolation prize, essentially.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, it
if
means
you're
that
Zach, you got to feel really good about that game one.
up a game, right? Into the Swiss champ, right?
Right.
Now you have the advantage. Zach is the one who's going to guaranteed get a first turn.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So now George has to break serve back if he wants to win
game
the match
3, yeah.
in game 3, right?
Oh, here's a big one. Incredible
Incredible
display. Could have
display.
been huge
Massive.
in that last game.
Yeah. And I wonder if that is a sideboard card. It was.
Yes.
Yeah.
2 in the side.
Yeah, 2 in the sideboard. It looks like we had Disarming Glance, Great Buckler, Incredible Display, and Scanlan's Hand. Incredible Display probably the I guess Disarming Glance could also do
Disarming Glance is nice because it says you can't play the ability on Ryu.
it. Right.
The response.
And then on the other side of the table, Violent Animus Shot, right? Not going to do much in this matchup specifically. It's clearly there for backup decks. But my Fist solved my problems. Genkai's Guidance and Cape of No Return all could be choice for something like a huge determined advance.
Yeah, and I think now we see the sacrifice for the cause being built. Only a 4 build this time, not as
not as aggressive.
adventurous.
Yeah. Last
Not as
game
bold.
we certainly built like an animal and then took I think 18 damage.
And I bet that early aggressive build is what pressured George into
Yes.
blowing up the board,
Yeah.
which then let reversals, the fake reversal, I guess I should say,
Yeah.
make its way in. We should really come up with like a name for those attacks. The Rising Uppercut and the Aerial Kikosho. Like, what would be the new word for like a non-reversal reversal? Maybe we can just call them reversals, and it's like the idea of a reversal.
I don't know. I was going to say reverse Uno card, but it still got reverse in it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh-oh.
City Rampage. Checks the City Rampage.
2 games in a row, City Rampage on turn 2.
Yeah.
It is what you want to see
Yeah. If you're going to go for
if you're a Zilla player.
a 2-tap. Whoa.
Determined advance, that is
checks
what you
a
wanna see.
6 too. Not that he needs to in this specific sequence, but checks a 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good omen.
So
7 mid for 10.
of all the moves that are really hard to deal with on turn 2, Determined Advance is the most hard to see of all of them.
Yeah, 7 mid for 10. Blitz, get a momentum. It has EX3. We saw Ryan Kogod using that EX very aggressively, more so than most Zillas. Almost every player I've seen would rather spend the momentum for a bonus to the check. However, we do have the City Rampage bonus, so putting this up to 10 mid for 10 would not surprise me, but it looks like we don't need that. It looks like we're just going to take 10 from Zach's side, and we saved the momentum.
Wow.
Now we have the Blue Flame Torment, which can also give +2 more to a check by itself. We might be able to save that momentum, and if it comes up, Blue Flame Torment can hack a check on a block for a later attack.
This tells me that George has an insanely aggressive hand, right?
Yeah, well, and we haven't even used the Fearsome transformation.
We're using it just right now. Yeah.
Are we okay? Yeah. Sequencing is absolutely beautiful here. We're failing the check. We checked a 3 for the Blue Flame Torment. So George is going to get +1.
But we'll attempt the block here. This is the exact same sequence that happened in game 1. We're going to have to commit out to block it, which means that
response.
Yeah.
But the
Can
question is,
George do 22?
Question is, are those 2 cards in our hand barrier shield plus another block?
Oh, yeah.
Because that could be a big difference maker here.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, because it feels like gates are open, right?
I mean, Ryu is defenseless without a barrier shield.
Yeah.
No speed reduction. This is a printed 6 move. It's going to get 1 speed from the City Rampage. 7 low for 10. That's a pretty common stat line we're looking at here is 7 speed for 10.
So I wonder if there's a world where you
powerful.
use it for powerful. Let's see.
Looks
like
we are.
Yeah, powerful there.
which tells me we probably don't have another attack, right?
Or they do, and it's another walk the dog, which is guaranteed to pass anyway. And that would be lethal, right? This one is for 13. The follow-up would be for 9.
Vast hybrid. Okay.
Yeah, you just need a 9 damage move, and that will take us to game 3.
It's simple as. Simple as Christopher Bromley.
Simple as.
Godzilla is as Godzilla does.
Yeah, I mean, if you draw City Rampage
he
plus...
Genkai's it.
Oh, he Genkai's
We thought
it?
he was scooping.
I thought he was
scooping.
destroying his cards.
We're over here. We're all patting each other on the back.
Hey, yeah, wow. That's crazy. I looked away from the screen for just a moment.
Yeah, we did have someone from production come over.
Board wipe probably not happening on turn 3 this game.
No, but I mean... it's the eternal question with Genkai's, right? Absolutely the right play.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to continue playing.
But are you winning the game now, or are you just losing later?
Okay, I saw Phil Birch do something similar into George Wrangle.
Correct.
And
flashbacks. He's having
scrape
more
the game
flashbacks.
back.
Yeah.
Scrape the game back from one foundation. In fact, did another Genkai's guidance on turn
That's
3.
true.
So it's certainly possible. Is it less possible for Ryu? Probably than Rodan. But it's certainly possible, especially with Sacrifice for the Cause being the only foundation we have. We could just be pumping the crap out of these guys.
I'm still blown away by the fact that it looked like he was definitely scooping up all of his cards. He was scooping them into the discard pile for Genkai's.
It's very funny because you have to destroy 3 foundations, right?
Yeah. Very, very crazy stuff. Yeah. Discarding an attack for +3 damage to this besiege with Sacrifice for the Cause, really trying to pressure George into full blocking this. Okay. And he attempted it, but checks a 3 and decides to fail.
From a 3 div.
I think it's still the correct call. I mean, Ryu is discarding cards to get that damage and not refilling his hand. And now we're going to get the build out. So that one discard was a little risky. However, Zach's in a really tough position. I think he really wanted to get that Ryu response on his own turn to sort of fix out his hand, get some better foundations out there.
Well, Zach is really just praying that we get another situation where George had a hot hand into a cold hand.
Correct.
But City Rampage opener likely means that we have... Oh, no, I saw the hand. It was Vast Hybrid. Oh, no, a Blue Flame. Okay, so I think we have Vast Hybrid, Chimera Kraken, and a Blue Flame right now.
Yeah, Vast Hybrid is a deceptively strong finisher.
Yeah.
And we're playing all the cards that give check bonuses first. Makes a lot of sense to me. Probably also going to get some card draw going with that Fearsome.
If Zach has the right block modifier here and full blocks it, we'll draw 3 cards and stack our check. So we're responding.
Hard Rock Witch cancels an ability that modifies damage, which the ability on Blue Flame Torment gives +1 damage.
Right.
So refusing to make the check for the first one, but Blue Flame Torment, you can play the enhanced twice. We check to 5. We commit 1 to prevent that +1 damage.
Does he have the right? Oh, it's not the right block zone. It's a partial block.
And he says, show me another one.
Yeah, do you have a second move? Oh, I don't think we have it.
I thought you said you saw a Vast Hybrid.
I thought I did.
He did not windmill slam a lethal move.
Yeah, I think we had it. We would have just sent it.
Oh,
Zach going to 6.
My goodness. The birthday boy surviving another turn. Like you said, that Genkai's guidance, keeping him alive. It's the play to make.
Wow. Okay. Well, with 4 foundations and 1 momentum, there are a few lines that Zach could draw that could kill, right? I could see
anything with the repeated 100% line that allows you to get the Ryu response off is going to feel really good.
Yeah. It's definitely not going to feel good to block any of these moves, but George with 25 health is a little more attainable than 34.
Granted, we've got the Disarming Glance.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Incredible Display.
True.
So that is very live into a decent amount of the tools that Zach will need to really pull this off. And we're just going to build.
Building.
Oh, no, we're not.
Rejuvenating. I assume this will... Well, we get to respond first on play.
Yeah, you get to respond before the Disarming Glance.
Oh, checks a 3 on it, though. Not what you want to see.
No, definitely not. I hate this play. I know why people do it. I do it myself, but I hate doing it because foundation into a 6 diff and I'll have to commit 3 to push it through is not something I want to do. especially since pretty much all the decks playing Rejuve Smash right now have a way to stack the top of their deck.
The only reason I don't agree with this play is because the high risk to walk into Incredible Display is just not worth it.
Which we did.
Yeah, and I mean, it is huge, and we do have EX for it. George kind of signaling that he was going to block it by flipping Disarming Glance. So I could see an EX here, right? Just to get the
I
damage
think he
around.
wants to get the damage in where he can,
Yeah.
and we'll have to use the Ryu response defensively now.
Yeah.
Because this is now a 10 mid for 11. That's a solid chunk of George's health. But without guaranteeing our next check, I don't see a world where, well, I guess I could see a world. I could see a world where you just say, yeah, I'm up a game, YOLO, play the repeated.
What? We blocked the 10 mid?
With a +1 mid.
Oh, with a +1 mid, yeah.
We checked the 5 +2 to our check.
Yeah.
Again, Ryan Kogod showed us that the +2 to block is very significant. I mean, you remember release.
Yeah, I do. I do indeed.
Triple Botons. Okay. So Zach getting a risky but potentially powerful level of hand extension and card advantage. Botons says if you have no cards in hand, you just draw a card because the discard is not a cost. It is just part of the effect. So you would discard as much as you can, right?
We have 3 digs for the right zone to be able to use Ryu.
But we pretty much have to draw the right zone every single time.
Well, so he could dig 3
Ryu,
times.
Yeah, the
and
first
then
one Ryu
gets
it, yeah. But
three
Ryu can kind of get brainstorm locked too, because
True.
You do have to put one back, and then it's like, well, I can't Botons to just draw that, right?
Well, this means we only have 2 shots now, because Vast Hybrid Canary Kraken is going to be.
And the Disarming Lance, I think, was used.
No, that was used on the previous turn because George wanted to block the Rejuvenating Space.
Right, okay, smart. Yep.
Did we get the right zone? No.
Nope, we did not draw the right zone off the top. Unfortunate. Now we get to game 3.
Yes.
Now we get that Genkai's play was actually so funny because we were both
we were just this game's over.
Yeah, we were both like, oh, that's it.
Yeah. Well, it's because he went for he had a scoop.
Yeah,
motion.
He had a scoop motion, brother.
Yeah.
It was very funny though. Interesting stuff. I mean, an absolute barn burner game 1. A little more what you expect of game 2. However, Zach making it interesting even when losing, even when on the back foot. So I'm really excited for this game 3. We now get to see Zach go first. Maybe we'll see a real Ryu string and not just these opening besieges.
Yeah. I mean, both games he's been having to go down to 1 or less foundations, right? Due to a board wipe or to his own Genkai's guidance to survive. So we'll see if Zach is going to be able to mount a real offense, not a kind of like stapled together one.
Oh, I think we got a little bit of a spoiler here in real life, probably. I think my predictions were wrong.
Did Travis lose his top 16 match, it looks like? Yeah, this game is prizing.
My best guess, if only because I'm seeing him walk around with some prizing.
Yeah. Well, okay.
I could be wrong, though. He could have been just cashing in some prize wall tickets.
Yeah,
we will have
you won so quick, you got to go look at some stuff.
Maybe just won really fast and then said, let me go get that uncut sheet off the prize wall. So
I've had the pleasure of playing against Travis a couple times over my career, and it's always cool. Very smart player.
I don't think I've actually played against Travis since like set 2, where Travis was definitely playing like a cool, fun Bakugo 2 deck, and I was playing my cringe life 4 face shield deck.
Sure.
So he never got to resolve a combo ability. And I don't think I've had to face like full power Travis, which is
I definitely played a couple
daunting.
I played a couple Momo mirrors.
Yeah, pretty daunting.
I played a couple Momo mirrors, and I played Toga into Momo as well.
I definitely remember watching you guys play a Momo mirror, and Travis just kept checking the correct weapon card on the top of his discard pile.
No, that was Toga into.
That Toga?
I was playing Toga. Yeah. When he checked literally the.
It was still a life mirror, right?
It was.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
Because I remember looking at the board saying, going, neither of these guys are really dying. But man, Travis is just firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, it was a cool game. Yeah, I built that deck specifically to beat Momo because people were complaining about Momo.
Well, and I played Toga specifically to beat Momo, not just because of the volume, but that burn 1 adds up.
Yeah,
the burn on block.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah,
one of the worst mechanics ever. Burning someone for blocking. How could you? How dare you?
Yeah. I had a good run those first couple of years. I had a good run. A lot of decks I made did very, very well. The Eraserhead, the Death Eraserhead deck, the Toga, what a Gamer Toga, right? We were calling it.
I was fortunate. I think maybe one event I didn't top that I played in.
Mm.
However, I always lost in top 16.
Yeah.
Every top
I certainly
16
never
I
won.
made, I got paired into either my literal worst nightmare matchup, or I got paired into like a 7-hander that a 7-hand size aggro character going first.
Mm.
You know,
I think you beat me a couple times.
in top cuts. No,
Not in top cuts, but
Oh.
yeah, in Swiss, you. I don't think I've ever beaten you in Swiss. Oh, well, maybe back in the day, right? When I played Faye and the Vicious, I think our very first
we
game.
tied that.
Did we tie that game?
That was the first time we ever played,
That's
and we
so
tied
funny.
that.
That's so funny.
If you remember, I had a destruction effect.
Yes.
And I had to destroy a face down in your stage
Yeah.
that was not poolside date.
Yes.
And you had like 2 face down poolside dates and another face down.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I can't let you have 3 resources to block this, but I can't destroy the wrong card either.
Well, back to the game. We've got just some really, really choice foundations here. Moment of normalcy. Okay, never mind. They're gone.
No, we don't.
They're gone. Whoopsies.
We
daisies.
got cringe foundations that are going straight to hell. Send them to hell,
Yeah,
George.
But George playing 2 of his best cards.
George said, actually, I'll go first game 3.
Yeah.
Actually,
Oh,
I would
man.
like to go first.
And we drew just we had to discard a barrier shield. Keeping a Genkai's guidance into no board is crazy instead of the barrier shield.
Did we hold Genkai's?
He holds Genkai's and reviewed
I mean,
barrier
technically,
shield.
Genkai's is a more, I don't think economic is the right word, but Genkai's is a more solid defensive option, provided you can build 3.
Yeah.
Because Barrier Shield requires you to hold a second card,
Yeah.
whereas Genkai's guidance can potentially get your rival to overextend for 1.
So we're gonna, he's got to get these attacks and actions out of hand.
Yeah, I like the cycle mode here. Rewind, throttle, discard a card, commit a rival foundation, committing the finally free, which is actually kind of a big deal. Letting George use the finally free before he plays a card on his own turn would potentially allow him to commit it as a face down.
Yeah.
So now there's a little bit more risk.
Yeah, if he checks a 3 to play a 5 difficulty,
Right.
it can mean he won't be able to get that extra momentum on next turn.
Because we're almost certainly going to short-live promotion, right? So that one will be face
Oh,
down.
man.
Oh, no.
Wow,
These
we
4
drew a
checks.
bunch of 3 diffs
Yeah.
and checked a 4.
So now that Genkai's guidance is not online.
It's really interesting to me that we kept Hacker Extraordinary in the deck, honestly, right? It's not
assets are gnarly.
there's no assets in the Godzilla deck, to my knowledge.
George has to make
There's
a pretty
military
interesting
airship.
choice here. You can commit Godzilla because the static bonus is still fine,
And
but
keep the
then
momentum.
you get the momentum, but what do you spend it on? So maybe telegraphing that, we don't have a powerful or EX move to really play it with, and walk the dog. The one upside here of only having one foundation
Walk the
is walk the dog is not playable.
Yeah.
Or at least
we have
not
a
easily.
huge hand of foundations though for George. So if you can check well, right? Not. Oh, you can see we've got that finally free. Just waffling on whether or not to play it on a 4 or to play some other moves. It is a 1 mid block, right? Into a deck that has a lot of mid.
We saw
attacks.
it come up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
check the 6
Yeah,
anyways.
disarming glance.
Disarming glance is a big deal. Dumbfounded.
Dumbfounded.
Oh my goodness.
Huge build.
They said this deck had no sauce.
We found the only 2 bits of marinara in the deck.
Yeah.
2 droplets. Okay, Zach still relatively healthy, right? This means 3 moves is probably what it's going to take to kill him. 3 full hit moves. So we have
maybe 2 with momentum.
Yeah, maybe with 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. A walk the dog does have powerful on it.
Man, imagine building 1 and your rival just freezes it anyways.
Yeah. Oh man,
That was a great turn 1 build. That was
an
a great hand
incredible
for turn 1,
build,
which was
yeah.
like just surprisingly 3 turns ago.
Well, but the double bow hands again is really, really crucial, right? You want to get the right block zone
Yeah.
for the opponent. And there's another foundation that I'm not familiar with. Is this Masho? No, it's not. This is Calling from Shadow. What does this do? After your rival plays a non-character ability that adds any number of cards to the momentum, cancel it. That's interesting.
Anti-tension, anti-finally awake.
Yeah, these 1 difficulty foundations from Guilty Gear Strive do just a smorgasbord of like random
They do the Lord's work, is what they're doing.
They sure do. I mean,
Scales of Juno and Calling from the Shadow are doing the Lord's work.
They're
and,
situationally good with serviceable block modifiers, which I think is what a 1 difficulty should be doing.
And now we see City Rampage into the Vast Hybrid Chimera Crack, and this is one of the strongest starts you can have to a turn as any Chaos deck, much less Godzilla. So getting the Calling from the Shadow committed and frozen so we can activate Finally Awake, so we can get another momentum, and now we can get some really nice cash outs. 3 momentum going to spend for +2 more to our check, guaranteeing even if we play a 5 diff and check a 3, we won't have to commit anything at all.
Zach with only 1 card in hand looks like he's just going to take this one to the face. Or no, maybe George is figuring out what it. No, okay, yeah, we took it, went to 13. Smashing your stomp.
I think that should have been for 10, and I think he took 9. I think we missed 1 damage on our Rampage.
Oh.
I could be mistaken, but that's my...
I think you're right.
We were at 22, right? Not 23?
We had taken 9 the previous turn, went to 23. So 10
okay,
takes us
never
to
mind.
13.
All right,
Yeah.
we're good then.
Yeah, because the previous turn's Vast Hybrid was not buffed by City Rampage. So I think they got it right.
Nice.
Okay. Oh, wow. EX being used here. Really valuing hitting Zach. Saying, hey, I'm going to put you to lethal range of any attack.
I think the biggest issue for Zach going down to 1 card here is he could not even bluff Barrier Shield.
Yeah.
And now we play the attack where Barrier Shield.
Well, you could Barrier Shield and then use Botans.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But yeah.
The next level play.
Looks like.
But now we've got the Genkais.
The Genkais.
And he said, show me another one.
Second determined checks a 6.
Checks a 6. Doesn't even need to commit the Zilla.
Okay. It's not over, right? It's going to get a momentum. We're going to have EX 6. But if we.
So you Botans
draw
Barrier Shield it down to 6.
Get the right block mod.
Yeah. There's the handshake. George, with a lot more difficulty than we might have thought, with a much better showing from Zach than the board state might have led you to believe. And let's just talk about that game 1. Zach Richards, absolutely stunning plays, absolutely finding the slimmest margins of victory, and being able to steal that game 1 must have felt amazing. But the reversal of fortune for George Rangel as your winner.
The story of that game is just Zach, when the board was wiped, not drawing foundations to be able to.
And then when he finally did and built 5 out, it was way too late in the game.
Too late, yeah. But that was all 3 games, right?
Right.
All 3 games he drew a follow up. That was just not quite it. And
if there was no board wipe, Zach had some of the best hands possible.
Yes.
But into the resource denial, into the foundation destruction, they became poisonous to him.
Yeah. And it's the nature of playing 6-handers, right? Is sometimes you draw a crazy aggressive hand, but it means that you don't have the back end to be able to build out afterwards. Or if you do build, you held your 3 attacks, and now the next turn, even if you're reviewing, you could draw 4 more, and it happens like that sometimes. But I thought it was cool. It
was an exciting match, a great way to kick off the start of our day. And man, it's going to be tough to match that energy. I'm really excited for the rest of these games, but I don't know if we're going to get one that was that exciting for the rest of the day.
That game 1 was a crazy way to start a world championship.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite games this weekend.
Yeah. But I think that's going to do it for us for right now. We're going to take a small little break.
I want to open a pack.
Oh, you want to open a pack?
They told me I can't open packs anymore. I'm going to open it anyway.
Okay, fair enough.
I want to open the pack. Okay, hey, this is for the guys at home, okay? For you guys, okay? Because I know you can't open a pack right now, so you can watch me open a pack, okay? So I got Inspiring Song. Just kidding. No, this is Collateral Destruction. Tail Trip. I like Tail Trip. Little Throw. Okay. Savage Combatants. I've got Gliding Approach. Oh, Batra. I love Batra. Defensive Preparations. Wrecking. Okay, I'm just going to get out of here. Get me to the good ones. Cyber Drive. I saw somebody trying. Anguirus. Oh, my God. It's history's greatest monster. 4 history's great. 5 history's greatest. I wish you were laughing, Sam. I really wish you were. Anyway, we'll see you around 2. I did get a rare. I got this cool soaring in the skies card. I'll see you guys soon. Here you go, buddy.